Monday night, guys.
Hey,
welcome.
What's going on at Sketchy Live Monday? You've made it to the sketching podcast, where we do live sketching every Monday night. I am Johnny Jalopy, and can you even see me with this big giant thing hanging at me? Or is it my face? There we go. That works. And
we're trying a new setup tonight, so
yeah, trying to keep it from everything shutting down on us. So bear with us. Hopefully, you can see everything. Okay. Just thought I lost sound. Okay. Johnny Jalopy, Itty B. Yeah, we're gonna draw something fun. We're gonna visit a sketch I did about a month or so ago, and we're gonna revamp and redo, so we can make a cool poster out of it.
Nice.
So hang out with us, Sketchy Live Monday. We'll see you when you get back.
Yo. Hey guys, we are back.
We are back, Sketchy Live Monday. Welcome to the broadcast.
Yes, Johnny is going to be drawing up a really cool Rat Fink tonight.
Going to attempt to, and again, the hopes is with this setup that we're trying tonight, we've eliminated a lot of things hooked up to the main computer we do the drawing on, which is usually the biggest problem we have.
Yeah.
We're using the Sketchable Plus application. So that'll be fun, but we're doing a Rat Fink little tune. Hopefully we can get some ink on it, get some color done, and then we'll be able to make these available for $20 as normal.
Nice.
And then we'll talk you through it. If you have questions, hang out with us. Again, Johnny Jalopy, Hot Rod Artist. It's about it anymore. Itty B right there.
Hey guys. Alrighty, so let me tell you who we've got on. Let me do split screen here, and there you go. It'll be, actually, let me do a try screen. There we go.
Try to have a screen.
Yeah. We've got Frank Pupello joining us. Hey, everybody. It's time for Sketchy Live. Quick, I need popcorn, which I am missing. I'm no longer eating corn, which is one of my favorite things. And popcorn, I was told I probably shouldn't have. So I'm jealous. I miss it. That was one of our favorite snacks a couple times a week, actually.
Was it a doctor that told you that?
It was a doctor who told me that.
A licensed doctor.
Mm-hmm. Matt Williams is joining us. Good evening, you two. Welcome to the broadcast.
Hey, what's going on?
We've got 40 Mamba joining us. Blessings from Illinois.
Hey, what's going on?
That's George the Glass Man.
Yeah.
Lizzie Daughtry. Hello, my two favorite people of the week.
Oh, thanks.
Welcome, as always. Lizzie's been watching for quite some time.
Ride or die.
Yes. She has a YouTube channel, Ms. Butterfree 34, as she has posted there in the comments. Go check it out. She has sent me some really cool resin jewelry, resin trinkets. I have keychains that she did for me. She made little Jeep keychains for us.
Yeah, some pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, really cool stuff, like customizable. She's really good at it. Shaggy LeBlanc is joining us.
Mr. LeBlanc, super artist and hot rod builder himself.
What the heck is he working on right now?
Who knows?
Oh my gosh.
All kinds of cool stuff.
They look like little mini cars or mini trucks or something.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, it was on the page today. It looked like, or maybe it was a flashback, but it was like these little red, almost like models that he was spray painting. I don't know, unless he was standing really far away and it was an actual vehicle. It looked like the shell of a model, like a model shell. Do you know what I'm talking about, that you put on the body?
Sure.
So anyway, Shaggy, let us know what you're up to, because there's a ton of stuff going on over at the garage there. And Tony is with him. So thanks, Tony, Shaggy and Tony.
Okay.
So welcome.
Right on. What's up, Tony?
Howard Pierpont, 71 and partly cloudy, back in Mineola, Texas tonight.
Back in Texas.
Paul Marziani is joining us. 80 degrees in Bradenton, Florida.
Nice.
Yes, it's been a little warm here.
It's been a lot of warm.
Florida. Corey Siebert joining us. Hope you're loving that new ride. Well, yes, he's been out there talking to her and doing stuff on her. And I know this past week you were working on clearing the gas line.
Fuel tank.
Yeah. Okay.
We've had some fuel tank issues.
Cloggage.
And, everybody's had plenty of suggestions, get a new tank, all that kind of stuff. Now, the bummer side of a Model A sedan, unlike a 5-window or a coupe, where I could just throw in an aftermarket tank in the trunk and call it good, or pull the rumble seat out, make that into a trunk kind of thing. This is the inside of the vehicle, so putting an auxiliary tank inside the car is a little more challenging to keep it nice. Now, if it was a rat rod, that kind of thing, I just throw it back there. Who cares? But trying to figure out a way that it won't be, because we want to use the back. We want to be able to throw the dog in there,
right,
and that kind of stuff. And it looks pretty labor intensive to pull the original tank, which is painted. So if I pulled the tank and replaced it, then I'd have to try to find the match paint to that and respray it and that kind of stuff. So what I'm doing is just trying to get as much. I did probably about 11 flushes of the fuel cell or the fuel tank itself.
Mm-hmm.
The good news is not a lot of rust in there. It's just a lot of what seems to be old dried up fuel. So
what is it? It crystallizes after?
Yeah. It looked at it. Yeah. So it's definitely, that was my concern, was, hoping that it wasn't,
I remember,
what do you call it? Rust. And there's a little rusty haze, but there's not like chunks of rust.
It's not an overwhelming amount.
Right.
So
yeah.
fixable.
So I flushed it, pulled all the fuel out of it, dumped it all out, took a vacuum, stuck that big extensions in there and tried to vacuum out what I could, and then ran out of time. But that was about 11, 12 different, taking about a gallon and a half, swashing it around. About set a gas fill up number about 7. If I shook the car, it would stop fuel flow, and then I'd have to blow the junk back, and then it would, surge back out with a bunch of fuel, and then there'd be more little crystals and different things that would come through. At one point, there was almost like a BB sized crystal. Anyways, so the last 2, as I was getting to the last 3 fill-ups and re-empties, I could shake the car and the flow of gasoline was undisturbed.
Nice.
A little weaker, but not like it was where it totally just stopped flowing at all. So we're getting there. So that's my plan. I'm actually off tomorrow. I'm going to spend a few hours in the morning trying to do that while it's cool. And then, once the heat's up, then I got to head to the DMV and get her
registered.
Done. Yeah.
Well, I remember
get the 51's title back,
right?
So that we can sell that, because Papa needs more money to buy parts, because we're now down to, we spent funds on the car, wheels and tires, and a few things to fix the exhaust, and it goes quick.
It does,
especially as much as tires were. That was a big expense,
but that I knew was going to be
big.
Yeah,
but,
you counted on that.
But we needed them because the factory, or the tires that were with it, those things are rotted out.
Right. Now I remember I was going to say when we were getting the 51 on the road, that was like one of the first things you said is we need to check the gas tank, because it I think was doing the same thing. But we wound up just replacing that tank.
Yeah, that was easy.
That was a little easier.
I could just order it, a couple bolts, and pull it down, put it back up, and then we added a fuel pump in there, and that really helped a lot of stuff too.
And then with Kona, we did the whole shake and roll. I tried to clean that one out, and that was the same kind of thing we're running into here. But the thing that isn't happening with this fuel tank, which means is a good sign, is I'm not getting giant chunks of rust. Yeah.
Where it was just chunks of metal. This is not metal.
And what's weird,
I can take it in my hand and just turn.
They were running Kona. Kona was all over the place.
Well, yes and no. It sat for 2 years. So, yeah.
Well, when you saw it, it was all over the place. Was that prior to the 2 years?
That was prior to the 2 years.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Yep.
Well, maybe that's it then.
So, I'm feeling pretty confident that that it's not major stuff. Like, I don't think at this moment, we're going to have to do new fuel tank.
Okay.
So that's good news, at least right now.
Well, because right now we just want to get it on the road. So if
Yeah,
we can run it like that, maybe in the future, that might be something that you have to do. But
yeah.
For right now, this is what.
And been doing some YouTube research and reading some articles on the ham about possible carburetor upgrades and stuff like that. So that's where we need more. We need more funds.
Right.
Is that stuff's going to cost a good penny too? So
it all adds up.
It all adds up quick.
You play. You pay.
You pay to play. Yes, you do. And especially in this economy.
I know.
Woo. But hey, we have the car.
Yes.
I'm excited about that. So I'm not. I'm just being patient and not. In many other projects by now, I would have been just like chomping at the bit to get to the next step and get it, fully on the road. And it would have been sleepless nights and dread and frustration and just being bummed out in general because it's like, I got it, but now I can't do anything with it.
Yeah.
This is the dream car. So the fact that it's sitting in my driveway or in my garage, and I can walk out and look at it and get in it, start it and listen to it run.
Yeah,
we're close. I'm not concerned.
Although this is what you were proposing to me is, look, I'm just being patient. And then we went out last week and we bumped into, we're downtown and I'm like, oh, look at that. Is that a Model A? And he's like, yes, it is. And we get up closer and he's like, oh gosh, that's Craig's Model A.
Yeah.
And
that he had just taken me for a ride in that day.
Craig, who had helped facilitate this deal for Rose for us, was downtown with his wife and his dog. They were just grabbing dinner, but he was parked out on Main Street.
Looks so good, didn't it?
And then you said,
yeah,
I just want to get mine out.
Because it looks so good.
I know.
Just sitting there.
Yeah, his
people were walking by it, taking photos of it and stuff. And I'm just like, oh man.
That could be us.
That could be us.
And it will be.
Yep.
And it will be. Howard Pierpont is letting us know the McCoys are without power in the Bayou Self Campground and swimming hole. Yeah, there's there were some tornadoes. I guess it was late last week.
Yeah.
And one of my coworkers in the Jacksonville area is still without power, still not joining us at work. So yeah, I guess that maybe they were affected by some of that. I am so sorry to hear that. McCoys, if you're on by any stretch of Wi-Fi, I don't know. Please, we'll send our prayers, and if you need anything, let us know for sure.
For sure.
We've got Santa John Enoch.
What's going on?
Good evening, kids from Olympia, Washington.
Nice.
Welcome, sir. That was he's got his. Does he have a Santa hat on? I'm trying to see your little icon picture there, and I can't tell. But
I'm sure he does.
He and his wife,
Santa.
Yep, he and his wife always dress up as Santa and Mrs. Claus. Lizzie said, I gave you guys a thumbs up on your channel. Thank you. Yes, we are streaming live on YouTube and Facebook for all of you all. We appreciate actually, we had some really good viewership after last week's podcast.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah.
Yep.
So thank you. I appreciate it. Diane Kinnery. Hi, guys. Rainy in Illinois. Rain, Diane Kinnery. Need a boat soon. LOL. We're entering that season as well, Diane. So I hear you.
Not especially looking forward to that part of it, the rain, but we could use it.
Well, we're supposed to be getting some here tonight. Yeah. So we'll see what happens. Chris Smolinski joining us. Hello, gang from Detroit.
What's up, Chris?
Welcome. We miss our Detroit people, our family up there. Can't wait to get back there. I'm not sure when it will be. I know we're going to see a portion of the gang at the show that we're doing in October. Hicks will be there. Yep. I think little Daddy Roth is going to be there.
He is, yes.
There may be some other friends. We don't know.
Yep. Well, and maybe we're going to make new friends, and we're going to have
we'll have a
Kansas
Missouri.
City. Yeah, a Missouri connection.
Yeah,
that'd be great.
We've got Julie Anderson joining us.
What's up,
welcome, Jules, from the Pacific Northwest.
PN Dub.
Right. Mike Quilliams. I love to say it.
I know you do.
Williams. Hello from Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Welcome, sir.
What's up? Hopefully you're dry as well. Alabama.
Yeah, Alabama. I think the storms came right through there, probably. Richard Hahn joining us. Some rad shops will clean and coat them. Hi from the Rust Belt, Alpena.
I haven't got that far yet. That's a possibility.
You'd still have to take it out though.
Yeah.
That's really the biggest hurdle.
I was looking at the procedure, and it's not like it's major, but it's I'm just thinking about pulling that. Ugh, I don't know.
Now you said something about painting it.
At the top of the tank, it's all one piece.
Where is it?
The whole behind the grill parts or the hood parts that go over that flat part with the big round circle. That's the gas tank.
Oh, gotcha.
The gas is right. I mean, it was made in the safest way Henry Ford could possibly think about it, is placing the gasoline tank right in front of the drivers. Fire. No. Oh. Between the engine and the drivers, right where the most combustible spot on a head-on collision. So, I mean, it's just safety first.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So now I see. So you were talking about painting it. I'm like, why would you have to paint it?
Because if you pull
worst
the tank
case scenario,
hold on. If you pull the tank out, here's a great example. Grab that yellow, if you can grab it. Let's see if I can grab it. Can you get it?
Yeah.
Okay. So this part right here, on our car is held on by multiple screws, and that part would come out, and it would leave a big hole that you would see your feet and all the stuff. That's where the gas tank is.
Okay.
So to take the gas tank out and put a new gas tank in, it would be a new gas tank, and it wouldn't be the same color as the car.
Couldn't we do it black, worst case scenario, to match the top?
That would look really silly.
Would it?
Unless you just did the whole foos where it's two-tone.
The fade. Yeah, two-tone. Well,
and I mean, that's a possibility if worst case came to
worst.
Worst case scenario is if that's what we have to do, then I'll just rattle can the whole thing like normal, and we'll move on.
There are brilliant guys out there who could do color match for you.
Sure. Again, it's not a matter of can't. Right. It's a matter of this.
Right.
No one's doing it for free.
That's true. That's true.
I know in your world you think that folks are just going to hand you stuff, and that's not how it works in the real world. You got to buy it. You have to pay for things. George
Bennett's joining us. Hello from Hot Rods Motorcycle Awareness and Suicide Prevention in Milan, Michigan.
Milan.
Welcome.
One of these days we're going to make it to Milan Drags.
That would be fun.
See all the cool stuff that goes on there with all our folks.
Yes. Michael Schnell joining us. Hello from Newport Richey via Merrill, Wisconsin.
Nice.
That must be where he's from.
We'll take it.
We've got Mr. Dana Baldwin joining us. Hi, guys.
Mr. Dana Baldwin.
Missed the last few weeks. Lots going on. Love the new car.
Hey,
yeah.
Thanks.
Somebody else over here is a fan as well.
Yeah, I really kind of dig that car a lot.
I like it a lot.
And again, I can't wait. I mean, we got our wheels.
Yes, this is exciting.
We got our 16-inch spokes. So I want to say they're off of 35 to they're 37, I think.
Now, I'm pretty sure initially you weren't going to do spokes.
I wasn't.
Because I remember you showing me a mock-up that you did, and I don't know if you shared it on here or not, or maybe on that truck design you did.
Yeah, they were like a steel wheel, a solid steel wheel, which I would have never done that anyways.
Oh, well, I was surprised to see.
It would have been solid, yeah.
I'm surprised to see the spokes. I didn't think that you were going to get
its availability. So when I saw the stance of Craig's Model A with the spokes, I really, really dug it.
Yeah.
And then that was when I was like, hey, man, do you know where I could get some of those? Or, and I started sending him photos of some. And he's like, well, I got some. And he's a wheel hoarder. And he had a set. And when he made them available to sell to me, I could see the pain in his eyes letting him go.
But he knows they're going to a good home.
Well, of course. It still doesn't take away the pain.
Doesn't make it any easier.
No, it doesn't. But I'm grateful. And again, what I told him is when the time comes, because it will come, when I go to it, what my vision would be reverse chrome wheels with spider caps. That's what I'd love to have. But they're money, and it's and to get them in 16-inch the way I want them.
A little tough.
It's not tough. It's easy to get them. It costs money. They're expensive. So for what I paid for these versus, and then having to clean them up and paint them and stuff is way cheaper to get us. At least we can put wheels and tires on it right now.
Right.
And then start working on the next portion, which is getting the stance right and stuff like that. But that's, again, funds. We got to buy a drop axle and which I'm already looking at, and a few of the ones I really would like to get that are in my price range are sold out because obviously they're
popular.
The popular ones that are being used. So
now, I did not realize this. This is something as a new car person, I guess you would say.
Yeah.
That I did not realize about the wheels because you were telling, or the tires, you were telling me something about a tube, like they were not the same tires that we have on our cars.
No. Well, I mean, these are bias ply traditional type hot rod tires.
Okay.
And we're running inner tubes.
Inner tubes. So like a bike almost.
That'd be the closest representation. Yeah.
But on a bigger, thicker, more durable scale, I would hope.
Yeah.
So interesting. So they came in two pieces then?
Well, I mean, a lot of big semi trucks and different stuff like that, they run inner tubes. Yeah. Where do you think you got tubes to run down when you would go down the river or out in the lake?
True.
Where did those inner tubes come from?
I did not know.
They came from cars.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And big trucks and all kinds of stuff.
Never knew that. I just assumed everybody's tires were the same type of tire. I mean, I guess now, like newer cars,
I want to say probably, and again, I'd have to look it up just to make sure the facts are right, but I'm going to bet they were running inner tubes up into the late 50s, into maybe even early 60s. And I want to say even inner tubes were probably on semi trucks. They may even still be using inner tubes on them.
That's
again, so you think about, as if the sidewall was to lose contact because of weight and stuff like that, it's not going to allow air to escape really quickly, where an inner tube is like another line of defense.
Right. Against it going flat.
And the problem with it is as Craig experienced, he had a slow leak and was running on his tubes that still were holding a little bit of air, right? Or I guess they had lost most of the air, and the tire hadn't gone off the rim yet, but it was still rolling, and it felt, because they're a bias ply tire, so the compound's very not squishy like a radial tire is, and it wore the shit out of his white wall bad. So got
to be careful then.
Yeah, you got to be careful.
So are these tires going to last as long as like a regular tire would?
They should.
Okay.
There's not a lot. I mean, there's not a ton of weight on the car, and we're not doing burnouts. And
well, no, not yet. Not until you change out that motor.
We got a ways to go before we're doing burnouts.
Michael Chanel said, "I hope you both are doing well." We are.
Thanks.
We are. Life is good. Terry Malin says, "Hey guys, don't forget the Motorheads are putting on Katie's Ride or 50 Legs Foundation Sunday. Thanks for the drawing last year. It really helped."
You got it.
Terry from Lexington, Kentucky. Yes, that was a really cool story.
Yes,
we'll have to find it and flash back to that. Maybe we can. When is Terry? Let us know when the show is, or send us an email, please.
Repurpose the or repost it kind of thing. Yeah,
for sure.
Bring some awareness.
And then and if you can post the link, Terry, or send us the link, and maybe we'll discuss it next week. That would be great. Just email us at johnnyjalopy.llc@gmail.com. I almost forgot what the email is because we've been directing everybody over to the website.
Yeah.
And you can go to the website. There's a link there for it. George said, "I used to call my Model A gas tanks bombs, LOL." Yeah. Sounds like that's pretty
kind
close.
Of, right?
Pretty close. Are we digging this, guys, so far? He's got a very cool Rat Fink in a very cool little, what do you call it? A roadster?
Yeah, a little
looks like a truck bed.
Kind of. It is a truck bed.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Right now, without the bottom, he almost looks like an alligator.
An alligator?
That looks like his top. Like before you draw the rest of the mouth, it almost looks like an alligator snout.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of similarities.
Yep. We've got Dan Evans joining us, our brother from Dunedin. Hello from Dunedin. Welcome. We love you. Mike Hicks joining us. Love your new ride. Happy to see you, John, tonight. Can't wait to see you in the MO, Missouri. Yeah, we're super excited. That's right now. That is our next planned big show. And we are in May, and that show is in October, but I feel like it's just already gone by so quick.
Yeah, there was another show that contacted me this week that maybe want us to come and be appear if we can.
Okay.
I just got to call the gentleman and talk about it and see what's up. So that's another thing on my list of things
to do
tomorrow. Yep.
Nice. Well, that'll be exciting if we can do that.
Yeah, it'd be cool.
Yeah.
Just the fact that anybody's even asking is cool.
Yeah.
That we're still relevant, even though, we haven't been on any shows or that kind of stuff.
That's okay. We have our own show every Monday night over here. Brad Palmer, Fat Bastard, says, howdy doody Jalopy crew.
What's going on?
Mr. Dana Baldwin said, per Wikipedia, by 1955, tubeless tires became standard equipment on new cars.
Well, there you go.
Late 50s.
That's pretty darn close. Yeah. Sometimes
Sometimes you know what you're talking about.
Right. Sometimes.
That's cool.
Not always.
Brian Fye, take the wheels from the A and adapt them to the Volksrad. You know what? They're not. I thought you said they weren't in great shape to do that.
Well, that's just the tires, not the wheels.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be an interesting look. I might have to play with that and see what that looks like. Maybe even on the front, going with the spokes on the front might be kind of cool. Yeah.
Thanks, Brian.
I hadn't really even thought about that. I mean, I did.
Did you?
Yeah. I did. I was like, I wonder.
It's a possibility.
I wonder.
I can't even tell you how many tires and wheels we have laying around our house. I feel like you're just waiting for the proper moment, because didn't we have a set from Raquel from years ago?
Yeah, I've got. Yeah,
what are those?
Well, I was like trying to figure a place to put the rims so I wouldn't have to leave them in the truck.
Right.
For any thieves that want to know, it's in my truck, but it's locked. And I opened up the trunk, and there's two big giant, 15-inch with I think 170s or 270s.
The red rims.
Yeah, the old bias plies that we ran a long time ago in the back.
Yeah,
with still great amount of tread on them. So those are probably. I mean, they've been in the garage and garage kept, and then now in the trunk. So not like they're out in the sun.
No.
So they might be in great shape. And then in the back seat is another 2 more front wheels and then 2 more rims.
Unreal.
Yeah. So I got a bunch of Chevy stuff. Again.
Well, you just found your side job to earn some money. We can start a tire shop over here.
Yeah.
At Jalopy's garage. Tires and wheels. You need them. We got them.
Yeah. Just not the ones I wanted.
No. Oh my goodness.
But yeah, so that needs to happen ASAP.
Yeah, well, if we get rid of the 51, all that stuff's got to come out.
I gotta now. I again, if I want to move forward on this project, that project's got that. It's got to go. It's got to go.
Gots to go. Lizzie said there is a car show in Brandon on the 25th of May, Bay Life Car Show. I think Johnny's working that day. I have a baby shower to go to, so we're going to be unavailable that Saturday. But was it this Saturday that you're off? I think it is.
Yeah.
So if anybody knows of anything going on locally this weekend, we may traipse around town. Yeah. Wes Immel joining us. Greetings from Vehicle City. What's Vehicle City? Wes, where are you? He's probably already told me this, because I think I do remember hearing this once before. And I
want to say, wasn't it?
Is it Michigan?
I thought it was somewhere.
It's a city in Michigan, maybe.
Or Indiana or
Wes. Oh, it's Flint. Flint.
Yeah,
oh, that's right. Because I was like, oh, wait, what about the water? And then he sent me
that's right.
the whole write-up about the water.
Right.
That
you read.
I did read. Correct. I read it to you too. Frank Pupello said, looks like a gator. Right. That's what I thought.
It's a gator.
But no, it is now Rat Fink as you see him. Ronnie has a car show in Zephyr Hills this Saturday night at 5.
Nice.
That may be doable. Saturday night. We'll have to see. George said the art is looking good, Johnny.
Thanks.
Now, you said you were redoing this. This was based on, or the design was similar to an original?
I did a cardboard piece, like a little 4x6 cardboard piece. And this was the art, but there was some things, I'm enhancing and fixing and
making it digital. And
then, of course, making it to where we can make a bigger print of it, because I really liked it. And sometimes the bummer part of those cardboard ones, if you scanning them in, sometimes the reflections off the scanner just doesn't get the colors right. And sometimes, so this is just another cool option to.
Was that one of the ones that was sold at the auction or
no?
Oh, okay. So you
No,
were
I
just
just done it at a lunch break.
Yeah. Wes said, "Thank you for reading it. Expect a 20-question exam with an essay bonus question."
Don't hold her to it.
How funny! You know what? It's in one ear and out the next. So
this is true.
I remember reading it because I shared it with Johnny. I was like, "Oh, how funny that he's sending me this!" But it was interesting when I read it. Couldn't tell you what it was about. So no, don't quiz me, but I did read it. Hal Schaefer joining us. Yes, real deal. Hal about it. Carburetor Man has joined from Georgia. Hal actually reached out to me today. He happens to do some carburetor work specifically for the vehicle that we now have. So he sent some information about that. I forwarded it over to Johnny. He'll be taking a look at it.
There's their website where it's the howaboutit.com where they sell wheels, tires, suspension kits. They sell full bodies. They sell carburetors, of course, intakes, bunch of different stuff. Yeah. There was a good selection of different things.
Yeah.
I was looking at them Strombergs, thinking about a single downdraft intake for the Model A would be cool.
Don't get mad at me when I ask this.
Go ahead.
Strombergs are the stacks, right?
No, Strombergs are a type of carburetor. It's a brand of carburetor.
What are the stacks called?
Those are velocity stacks.
Velocity stacks.
Yeah, but you can put little different. Some they're called frog mounts, like what we're putting on this little car. The little parts that catch the air coming into the carburetor.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, or others will put big stacks on them. But the velocity stacks are kind of like a cone shape.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Or some of them are solid straight up and down.
Solid straight up and down.
The ones my favorite are the ones that are offset and look funky. Those are cool. But that's a big,
They remind me of those organs, right? Those pipe. Is it a pipe organ? Remember how they're all stacked at different heights?
You do like organs,
especially the heart.
Oh.
Wes Immel said, "I don't remember what I said either. You're fine." Don't go back in your send box and look. Brad Palmer, Fat Bastard says, could you do a Rue sale type episode series doing up your rows? Car equals airbrushing suggestion. Airbrushing is coming. I know we've been talking about it. Now that we have this project, I feel like all of your funds are going to go towards this, but I'm still saying we need to make it a priority for you to get what you need. Like you first need to locate your airbrush stuff. I know we have it.
Yeah, I found it.
Oh, you did?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, good. So do we know what we need yet? Have you taken an inventory?
Yeah, I need some new needles. Okay. I got 2 Ottawas. And so I have a third, but it's a gravity or top fed. And the ones that are best that I like to use for t-shirt stuff are fed from the bottom. So I'd like to get one more at least. Of course, I'd love to have 8 or 9 of them. That'd be great to have on a full station.
Right.
That was the big bummer part when I was trying to do t-shirts before, was with the single gun.
You had one,
just one, and then changing colors and all that. I did it, but it would slow the process down, and but that would be cool to get just that. But I do have an airbrush that's specifically for more t-shirt design stuff, and then I also have my airbrush that I bought to do like spray automotive stuff and things like that. Of course,
we need all new paints.
Those have of course,
bad by now.
And the biggest thing is an air source. So we have some really nice quiet run compressors at my work that I've been looking at, and sadly enough, I went and made the mistake of getting my store's credit card. So I'm trying not to use that, but
discount on discount.
It's still having to use a credit card, but so we'll see what happens. But that's kind of the initial plan right now is that. Yeah,
definitely need to get back to it, because I feel like don't you feel like if you were to pick it up now, because it's been so long since you've done it, I would say before we moved in here, and it's been 9 years.
Yeah, I haven't touched an airbrush
in like 10 years, probably.
In theory, in some time, yeah.
Yes, but don't you feel like everything that you've been doing, like you told us, your color style when you do this digital stuff is basically an airbrush, the way you would do an airbrush as far as laying on the color and doing your blending. So you're doing airbrush technique. And I know it's completely different, but the way you're laying down the color, like, do you feel like if you were to pick it up and start that it would come right back to you, or do you feel like you need to relearn?
No, I have the hardest part of airbrushing. And again, guys at airbrush could throw out their opinion on this, but the hardest part of airbrush is the control of the airbrush itself.
Right.
Pulling back on the trigger, pushing down for air, being able to control that is the hardest part. Because initially, when you first buy them, everything in you is like push it as far down as to go and pull it all the way back, which just explodes the tip full of just air and paint.
Right.
So you end up with this either splatters or big giant
globs,
huge lines. Yeah. The whole idea of when you're doing, especially like in airbrush, and automotive stuff too, but you're doing less pressure. T-shirts, I was spraying at like 60 psi. 70 psi, 60 I think is where sweep where I was at before. Mm-hmm. But a lot of it's just lightly pressing down, lightly pulling back, so you can get a really nice detailed, very thin line and control your line work and stuff like that. So I have the basic idea and remembrance of the muscle memory of how to use it, mm-hmm. kind of thing. I think it would come back.
And one of the things that we talked about doing is a white T-shirt with a black design, and then dropping some color on it. Like,
it'd be kind of cool just to do the old
like Big Daddy used
Ed
to
Roth
do.
style, with the different colors and stuff like that over the top of a really cool, black and white graphic.
Yeah, I think that would be neat.
Yeah.
Brad says 10 years since I airbrushed, it was not easy to do getting back on the horse. So he's in the same position. Yeah. He said, have you tried an amplified X for a warm up with airbrush? Helps the dreaded dagger stroke. Well, he hasn't tried anything yet. So we still got to get everything.
No, I definitely need to, like I said, get this stuff out. And I feel confident enough that as much as I was doing it, and again, understand, I taught myself how to do it.
Right.
So, and that was all, I didn't get any classes or nobody taught me how to do it. I learned. So,
right.
I mean, the first 6-7 months was every day for hours and hours and hours learning how to do it. So I feel pretty confident I can get back. And it would just, take a little bit of like, I forgot it. You got to do that. And the cleaning of the thing and clearing the brush and stuff like that. But I do miss it. I really had so much fun.
And you really were good at it too. So
I look back at some of it and I think there's some good stuff I did, and there's others that that's the part I'm excited about, like wanting to improve on things that, I think my art in general is different than it was then.
It is. And I think that's why I think it would be better.
Well, that's the hopes, right?
Yeah.
Was the improvement.
Mr. Dana Baldwin says, my dad used an airbrush to decorate cakes, food coloring naturally.
Yeah.
Yes. And mm-hmm. I've seen a lot of people do that. I love nails, watching the Bake Off.
Sure.
Yep. And nails.
But I've watched on those shows where somebody, you can tell they know how to just like, hey, listen, I use a lot of spray paint. So pushing, having control of the spray can in some ways,
which I didn't realize was a technique. If you ever looked at anything I've spray painted,
I'm just spraying and then, there's a lot of, to paint things good is even with a spray can, there's technique to it. So, I think it's the same premise. There's control. You got to have control. So, but I've seen people who decorate cakes where they just pressing down, and it's usually I'm seeing a lot of those aren't dual action either. They're a single action, which is just pushing down, and it's air and mm-hmm. it's all flow and air at the same time. Where dual action, brain fart, airbrush. Thank you. Dual action airbrush, you got some control to how much flow of your paint versus air. So
Well, it'll be interesting to see you get back to it. I'm excited.
Yeah, I would love to. Definitely.
And we could probably even do a Sketchy Live episode of you doing something.
The old late Mike LaValle, who used to do right before he passed, was doing live airbrushing stuff, and I loved watching him. That guy was a master of the airbrush with his True Flame, but he would just do so much cool stuff. And I miss watching that guy create.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. We definitely got to get this thing going. I know getting this car on the road is a priority, so I'm supporting that, and let's get that happening. But then maybe once we can breathe a little bit after she's on the road, then maybe we can get over to the airbrush stuff, because we've been talking about it for so long. This is the year to do it, I truly believe, and we just need to make it happen.
Yeah, it'll be fun to get back on the horse for sure. I mean, I definitely miss doing it. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And again, this is where Johnny Jalopy started. It was airbrush.
Yeah.
That's what I did. Airbrush t-shirts, and
well, that was your goal.
That was my jam. Was I wanted to open up my own airbrush station somewhere, like at the beach or something like that. And that's really what I wanted to do.
State fair, perhaps.
Yeah, all that stuff.
Well, and now look at you. We've got over 20 designs.
Yeah.
T-shirts available. I don't know if you guys can see. I'm going to zoom in here a little bit, but we just got our stickers here. Ron and Debbie Sedlacks did these for us with their sticker company that they've got. Their stickers, banners, you name it, they do it. Anything advertising, it looks like. But we just got these stickers in, and this happens to be the Johnny 5, the Funky Futura from Ventura, and then also the Space Junkie 2.0. So we do have this sticker pack available for $10, hot off the press.
Yeah, they're available. They look great too. And they did a phenomenal job.
They really did come out good. And then of course we have our OG sticker pack, which is the Jalopy Army, the Johnny Jalopy logo, and the Eye Guy. A fan fave. Love the Eye Guy. We gotta bring him back. Maybe we do him one week on Sketchy Live and do another Eye Guy in a cool car. Yeah. It's been a while.
I do enjoy the Eye Guy.
You had actually done an Eye Guy and Eye Girl.
Yeah. It didn't come out great.
And there was an Eye Kid too, the baby Eye Guy. Kid Eye Guy. You also had a Kid Jalopy set. I don't know how many you did, maybe 4 or 5.
Yeah, we had a few of those. You know what's funny is I was just looking today at the remember I was trying to do that I was trying to do a comic strip.
Yes.
Yeah.
We were trying to come up with it together. You were drawing it and I was going to help with the writing.
I have a little 3-panel one that I did, and I forgot all about it, and I was almost going to bring it out and do it tonight.
Yeah. Oh, that would have been cool.
Yeah, so we might do that next time. But it was I think it's a cool little, it's, you know,
we have so many
it's
ideas.
Johnny, it's little Johnny. I'll just give you the script, and then you'll be able to see how it came out. It was little Johnny washing up his little roadster, and then he sees another car flying by, and in his dreams he's like, "Oh, that'd be fun." He's like, "Let's go," or I forget, it was or onto the road or something. And then you see him get in his car, and all you see is a big smile on his face, and click, 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 click. No,
it doesn't start.
And then the next scene is him with his feet up and a battery charger on the car, and he goes, "Looks like it's gonna be a driveway car show."
That has happened way too many times. There's been a few shows that we've tried to go to, or functions that we've tried to go to with Kona, and
remember
something wasn't working right, or you didn't feel confident. We
got stuck the other time. One time where Roger ran and got us a battery because our
battery died.
Yeah, it happens.
Well, there were times too when you'd start it and you went to go get gas or something, and you came back and you're like, "We aren't going anywhere."
Yeah,
there's something going on, and I don't know what it is.
Well, I just didn't feel. And if it was like, there was a lot of times if it was just me by myself, I probably would have risked it.
Yeah.
But I was like, I don't want to put you through that.
No, the trials and tribulations of having an old car.
We love it. That's the best part.
It is. I mean, that was when we first got the 51. That was really my first experience with a car, having an old car and being a part of it. And we broke down more times than we made a successful trip anywhere.
I would agree with you. That's very true.
And I just had to roll with the punches because you're like, you didn't get upset, you didn't freak out, and you were just like,
me back then.
I know
what happened
because it was cars, and you were confident you could figure it out.
Yeah,
or at least that's what you portrayed. So yeah, we were stuck and stranded several times, and you navigated the issue. We got some help. A couple times we had a little extra help. Of course, I was zero help with the flashlight. That was my only job.
Yeah, you had one job.
And was not good at it. But yeah, it was something that I got used to for sure with that car. And then when we got Kona, because it was a running car, and you're like, look, this is way easier to work on. And it's going to be way easier than the 51 was. If it breaks down, I totally know what I'm doing, blah, blah, blah. And you've been able to fix it every time.
I sure lied a good game. I didn't know what I was doing.
You fixed it every time. Every time something's gone wrong with it, you've been able to take care of it.
I guess so.
You've done really well with it. You have an ear for how it's supposed to be now. And I think you've had the car for so long and have been running it for so long that you kind of know what it's supposed to sound like, how it's supposed to respond. So it'll be interesting to watch this 1930 Ford is what we're calling it.
Yeah.
Even though on paper it says a 29, but you're thinking that this was.
It is definitely not a 29.
So maybe fabricated in 29 with 30 stylings.
That's all I can think of is either it has to be the only way it would be a 29 is if it was someone that said, oh, maybe they just changed the grill shell out. Nope. If you look at the cowl, it's not a 29 cowl. So even somebody said, hey, your radiator's a 31 or the grill shell. Yeah. So the only thing I can assume, and I haven't dug into it, maybe somebody knows out there for where you can research this type of information, is maybe it was at the end of the end of 29, right? As they're moving into the new model year. And so there was some early releases. So it's registered. It's a 29, but it's a, like when I bought my 21 Gladiator in 22, I think.
Yeah.
Or it was right at the end of 21.
No, you bought it in 22.
Yeah. So, I mean, back then it might have been.
Right now, I could buy a 2025 vehicle.
Right.
And we're in 2024.
Right. So maybe that's.
But here's the thing.
I don't know. It's a little different now in the modern times. We do things a little differently. With
old cars, anybody else who has one, and you go to register, like say it was a lost title, right? And somebody's like, oh, this is a 29 Ford. They go in and, where are they getting the VIN etching from? You said it was on the engine. On the engine. Yep. So what if the engine was from a 29 and somebody swapped it out? I mean,
that seems odd too. Why would they put an older motor in a newer car? That doesn't make sense.
Well, I don't know where they got the 29 from, but if there was a lost title and somebody was guessing.
So all I can tell you is that the title matches the motor.
Yeah. Well, the VIN number.
The VIN, which is where the VIN is, that's the motor.
Right. So do we have a decoder for 1920s?
Well, someone else said maybe on the frame is to see if maybe the frame. But again, that just doesn't make sense. Why would they put a 29 motor in a 30s? I don't know. Yeah. So it'd be interesting to find out for sure.
So we shall see right now.
Here's what I will tell you. I don't really care.
Well, we're going with a 1930.
I know it's not a 29.
On paper, it's 29. Yeah. So, well, we'll figure it out.
It's definitely not Wapner. It's definitely not a 29.
Brad Palmer says spraying suntan oil on the hot babes. Also had a lesson from Advanced Airbrush, and he said, paint what you see. People have different spectrums that they see. Color theory. Not all people see color.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. There's,
Well, you tend to like the bright colors. Of course, monsters are going to be the bright green. You like bold colors, red.
I do like bold
bright
colors.
Blue. Yeah. I'm more of a gray, tan,
earth tones.
Black. Yeah, I'm more earthy. Yeah.
I don't know about earthy, but you definitely more of the earth tones.
Earth tones.
Yep.
The warm colors. But yeah, Brian said you have a PM, so he must have sent you something.
Cool. Thank you.
We will check that after the broadcast. We're at 50 minutes already, so I don't know if we're going to get color in this one.
Yeah, we may not. That's okay.
That's okay. We were chit-chatting and having a good time. So yeah, we're excited to get this thing on the road and hopefully taking it to some shows and stuff.
I just want shows or no shows. I just want to cruise it down.
We do just want to cruise it, but you want to hang out with the other guys as well.
Yeah, as they go flying,
And I think I am going to work on driving Kona to see if I can get it shifted and do what I need to do to be more comfortable driving her.
Yeah, I think it would be wise to learn once that's the whole other thing of why I'm working to try to get this fuel systems sorted, is so that I can get you in the car, take you for a ride in it. You haven't even rode in it yet.
I have not ridden in it.
It's such a fun. Yeah, I taught you how to start it, so you learn that super quick.
And I did roll in the driveway back a little bit when you pushed the car.
You did do that. Yes, you did.
That's about it. I've sat in her a couple times.
Yes, you did.
I sat in her a couple times and I rolled down the window. And Lizzie said, "Awesome Rat Fink," so she's digging it.
Thanks.
Even in black and white, it looks cool. Look at how this pops, guys. This is pretty nice. Ooh, we're doing a little bit of color. He's got a little bit of color going in. Bob Brandel joining us. Hello, I'm late. Bob, you are just in time for a little bit of color here Johnny's putting in. Of course, you may remember Bob is I was going to say donator, but you bought that truck bed from him. But it
was still nice of him to make it available.
Right. It was. Bob, we thank you. So we got the truck bed for the Kona project from Bob.
Bob's also said he's got a Model A fuel tank.
Oh, just in case.
Just in case. And I'm like, well, I'm not there yet, but I sure appreciate the offer.
Yeah.
So
I have to say, I'm so happy to see the way, I'm going to say the community, but there's been people local who have reached out to you now that they know you have this.
Yeah.
And have helped with offering to help, questions answered. And then just everybody online who I feel like is so invested in this project with you, which is cool. And I
had a couple guys that were like, "Hey man, I found this project over here. And, if you want to go halvesies on it, it's got, older brake system and stuff like that. You could use that. I'll take the car body and you could take the frame and the running." And I'm like, yeah, it's like in Texas or something.
Oh.
But I was like, that. I mean, it's still cool that people are like, hey, trying to find help me with solutions to different things. And I appreciate every piece of input and advice. And again, don't be offended if I don't take your advice. It doesn't mean that I don't think what you said it has value or it's valid. It's just, not the specific direction I'm going to go in, but I'm up for listening to suggestions. It's how you learn stuff.
Yes.
So I can, sort through and go, yeah, I read up on that. And yeah, there's been a lot of great, folks that have sent me to different places to look up information on things, and they've been great sources. So
yeah.
But I'm enjoying the learning process too. I'm trying not to. Again, I'm trying really hard to be very patient with this thing,
right,
and not get overly excited. And everything in me wants to just order every single piece and part I need,
right, and just get it done tomorrow,
just so I can have it and have it here, and then try to figure out how to get it done. But well, the hunt has been kind of fun too.
Just like with Kona, it was nice at the end of it for you to step back and say, I did that.
Yeah.
And I know people are offering to help and facilitating parts and, things like that, but you're going to do the work yourself. And
well, with some help, because I don't know. I'm going to learn. I'm definitely learning, just like this whole fuel cell thing, fuel tank deal. I've been out there tinkering and stuff, and I'm still watching tons of videos on, like tuning the carburetor and pulling it apart. And because I'd like to, maybe do that as well before I just drop and purchase a new one. It'd be interesting. And there might be a lot of guys who could say, well, that's wasted time. You could just buy a new carb. But but there's a part of me that just wants to learn. I don't, I want to have the car, but I also want to learn about, this is automotive history we're talking about.
Yeah.
And as much as there are many people saying, don't chop it, don't cut it up. I'm like, I agree in some respects. But it's going to get hot rodded. There's just no way around that. But while it's not, I'm interested in learning all the things that a restorer person wants to learn about the car and knows about the car. Mm-hmm. Just as much. And there's a lot of dudes out there that they know so much stuff about these early Fords. It's so cool.
Can you imagine if we had YouTube when we were in high school? Can you imagine what you would have done with cars and stuff?
Just the thinking of the availability of just learning different stuff that, there are guys out there that can share information and you can glean from that. I love that word.
Like glean.
I never knew what that word. You taught me glean.
I did.
And I didn't understand. I was like, what the hell does that mean? Glean? That sounds like something shiny. But
that would be gleam.
It's like that word. So glean is, learning stuff's fun. And, I wish I would have had this much passion to learn things when I was in school.
You would have had to read like 50 books.
I would have enjoyed reading 50 books. I'm reading articles now. I mean, that's the thing is I'm reading different articles. Like I just read this whole article on the the Jalopy Journal about a guy who just lowered his, it's been up a couple years. So it's new to me. But he's gone through the whole lowering process while still maintaining his mechanical brakes. And, everyone has been sharing with me that you can't do that.
Why?
Because the way some of the functioning of the arms that actuate the brakes, when you lower it, some of the things are kind of in the way and you either have to heat them and bend them and stuff like this. Well, this guy figured out a way to do it utilizing all 30s parts. And it's still, he's got this really cool Model A pickup truck that is running very similar wheel sizes and 4-inch drop axle. And he used 32 parts as well that have like long with some extensions or something to where they bend low and they clear the mechanical brake arms. And I was like, oh my God. So that, there's a possibility that we may be able to do it without necessarily going to juice brakes immediately. Because that was the whole reasoning for it.
That was going hydraulic concern.
Going hydraulic brakes is also there's some parts that you can get that eliminate the rods that are being used. I can't wait to show you how the brakes actually function.
I'm scared to know.
It's actually very fascinating, and it's I mean, if they're done, all the research I'm seeing and things I'm seeing about them is they're very as safe as hydraulic brakes.
Are they?
Not as, hydraulic brakes aren't safe as safe as
you said that they were probably
brakes.
More reliable.
Yeah, you're not, unless the cable breaks.
Well, that could happen.
You got break. Well, you could lose. You get air in the lines of a hydraulic, or you could get a pinhole in a hydraulic brake line. Mm-hmm. And look, I had the metal brake lines coming out the back of Raquel, and because they were old and rusted,
I remember that. Yeah,
the pressure just blew a hole right through them.
Yeah,
and I had no brakes.
I remember
heading for a semi truck full of gasoline.
I remember the call.
Yeah, fun times.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean. But the more I'm seeing that there's lots of cars out there, I mean, we're in a scary place we live, which is Florida, but we're fearless.
We are.
But yeah, they're just as,
you really haven't shown me under the hood. I mean, you showed me it to show me, but you didn't really show me what everything is. And
no, because again, I'm still kind of learning from it, and I don't want to be telling you stuff and then go, because I know the questions are going to come.
I will believe anything you say. This is who I am, first of all, but
yes, but I also know my wife, and you're going to ask a bajillion questions.
That's true.
And if I don't have answers, then you're like, do you really know what you're doing?
That's not true.
And even if I give you the right answers, you're still going to question what I know what I'm doing.
Bob Randall says he still has the gas tank. So if you need it.
I appreciate it, man.
Bjorn Dahl is joining us.
What's up, Bjorn?
I'm late. Howdy, howdy. No, you are right on time, sir. We're just getting some color in here.
Yeah, we're just messing around with color, and we're probably going to run out of time before we get it completely colored.
Yeah, we're 5 seconds away from 60 minutes.
Okay.
Mr. Dana Baldwin, glean, I think, was originally an agricultural term. That
makes sense, yes.
Biblical, actually, is where I learned the word from. And it means to basically, once a crop was harvested, you would go in and glean or pick up the leftover useful parts.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when we talk about gleaning, it's picking up those useful parts from people, from conversations, from knowledge of, whatever you're reading. That's gleaning. So we use it a lot.
Yeah.
Matt Williams, I've just been rattle canning my F100, nothing fancy, and learning as I go.
Nice.
I've also been using YouTube as a source. I would love to order all the parts I can, even using a steering wheel I won in a CR show raffle.
Nice.
I am trying to figure out what kind of wheels will look good while keeping its original stance. I did not realize how important wheels really were.
Yeah.
It like makes or breaks the car.
For looks, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to go with your gut and what you like, because it's a pretty expensive purchase, I think, for any car, really.
Yeah.
So
you can get them. What kind of vehicle is it again?
It's an F100. What year?
Yeah.
What year?
What year are we talking?
What year is it? But I remember going to a couple car shows with you, and I'm looking at this rusty piece of metal.
Simmer.
And there were holes. It was like falling apart. There were like all these stickers on. Like it looked like a mess. This was my first
so badass,
car show.
Right?
And then the wheels, white walls, shiny, pristine. And I'm like, why would you waste the money?
That was old. That was old you.
Nice wheels on this old hunk of junk. And now it is the sickest combo.
Well, because you now appreciate that what you at the time said was a hunk of junk.
Right.
You now see, you're like, oh, okay, I like that.
It's purposely like that.
Yeah. Well, and not to mention you've learned to appreciate also, I think, what a lot of people search for is like when you see good patina on a car, I think you've really come to appreciate a really nice patina on a car.
And I feel like I can tell the original from a fake.
I think so. You think your eyes gotten good, but I also think you appreciate when you see a car like that situation, even like this guy's trying to do, which is, we're talking about a 60s, 70s truck.
It's a 72 Ford.
So 72, if it in the condition, imagine a 72 Ford, where the paint looks like it looks and everything looks good. There's not giant holes or,
right.
But you could tell it's old. And then you get that thing on the ground with some sick wheels and tires. And then that thing can park next to a brand new Corvette, and no one's going to look at that Corvette. They're going to be gawking at that truck going, right. Man, look at that thing.
Right.
Holy cow, I'd love to have that.
Right.
Because that truck is rare. Anybody could go buy it. Nothing against the Corvette owners.
Matt, keep us in the loop and let us know what you do with these wheels. Jay Newby joining us. What's up, guys? Sorry I'm so late. Love the new car.
Thanks.
Jay, our buddy from Michigan.
Yeah.
Welcome, sir.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
We're getting there on her. And
she is thought about every day. She is planned for every day.
I was looking at drop axles today, trying to figure out my next move with that stuff. Just trying to make good decisions. And
I got to be honest with you. I did laundry today, and our laundry's in the garage. And I walked out there several times, and I was looking at it, and I smiled.
She's cool looking, right?
The whole garage smells like gas.
Did you say ass or gas?
Okay. Gas and paint. And I was like, you know what? It makes him happy. So I'm happy. And it makes me happy to see it out there. And I know that it makes you happy to know that you've got it. So
it does.
So like you said, we're just
when I pull up to the garage, last couple of days, even or weaker now that we've had it, and just seeing, we have the little windows and you can just see the top of it. Like, I know what's inside there.
Yeah. We're super excited.
That's me, Model A.
Yeah. And it will be road worthy, really legal tomorrow.
Hopefully.
Yeah. And then you can do your little test runs around the block and stuff.
Oh, I've been doing them anyways. But hopefully we can make it around the block. That's the goal. We haven't made it yet.
Well, you're definitely getting your upper body strength. You've pushed her how many times?
Every time.
Dennis Goff is joining us. Hey to you guys. I had a 5-window coupe 50 years ago. It was restored.
Nice.
Or hot rodded. I went with hot rod. Oh, it was either restore or hot rod. I went with hot rod. Never looked back. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I'm kind of trying to do with it is I'm going to go hot rod. But I'm starting early hot rod right now.
Yeah.
The idea of, one of our good old guys coming back from the war, and he's landed himself one of these bad boys. And he's like trying to figure out what am I going to do next, but we definitely can't drive it stock. So we're going to have to make it at least look cool until we can figure out how to really get this thing moving down the road. And so that's kind of the plan. We're playing that.
That's the scenario.
Yeah, the budget's not friendly right now.
No.
Just got home, found out, oh Jesus, I forgot my wife had a kid while I was gone.
And the bills haven't been paid, so we're catching up. Yeah.
But damn it, we got them Nazis. So
Matt Williams said that he posts stuff on his timeline about it. The next post, I'll tag you guys in it. Yeah, we'd love to see it. Yeah, love
to see it, man.
He's calling the project Reviving Blue.
Oh, nice.
Ooh, so it must be blue. Brad Palmer said simple, cheap hot rod equals less money to start. Well, the fact that we have it in the condition it's in, because it would have been way worse. Had you pulled the trigger even 2 weeks before finding this deal, it would have been way worse.
Yeah.
Look at what you were sending me.
Oh, I know.
So that thing would have been.
You talked me off the ledge multiple times.
I did.
You kept saying, "What are you doing?"
We would have had you were looking at 50s Willies or something like what you were sending me.
No, it wasn't 50s Willies.
What was it? 40s cars.
I was looking at some 40s.
You were sending me
trucks.
55 Chevys.
I did for a while, and
or 54 Chevys, and I'm like, why? You said you wanted this 20s or 30s coupe. What are you doing?
Yep.
So yeah. And those were projects. Those were really projects. Some of those were really projects.
Yeah.
Where you didn't have.
There was a couple that were kind of runners, but they weren't what I wanted. And you were
they weren't in this condition. They weren't in running condition.
They weren't in that condition, no. But you were like, hey, what are you doing?
So what you have to do to this one to get it running is
joy.
Minimal. Yeah.
This is a joy.
Yeah. And it's going to be quick. It will be quick.
And again, if it's not quick, it's okay. It's not going anywhere.
No.
It's mine.
Yeah. And it's got the garage room.
Pry it from my cold dead hand.
And I think once you get this title for Raquel and we finally pull the trigger on that, which we've been talking about for how many years on that one, that I think that'll facilitate some room, number one, some money in your pocket, number two, and I think you're going to get it done quicker than you think. So I'm excited about it.
Yeah, we sell Raquel, then that definitely affords the next big moves that we need to make.
But we also have, and I don't want to lose sight of the Kona project because that needs to get finished. We need to get those windows in.
It doesn't need to get finished. Remove that from your vocabulary. It is a driving, running project.
Not in summer in Florida.
Well, then I don't know what to tell you. Drive your Jeep to the next place we go, and I'll follow you, you whiny little girl. This is an old car. This is an old car with no frills.
I don't mind not having the AC, but I do mind rain.
If it's raining, then we ain't going.
Yeah.
You weren't going to go anyways if it was raining. Who are we kidding?
That's true. I'd still like to get it done.
Creek. There's lots to do. I'm not in a hurry to get that done because I still have decisions to make with that.
Louvers, windows.
I'm still got to figure out my back window. How I'm going to do that.
I thought you said you did have it all figured out.
I have an idea.
Oh my goodness.
See, that's what I'm saying. I need to get you a project.
Yeah.
So then you can just sit on it and it'd be like, when are you ever going to get up there to work on my project?
My project, I don't know if you saw the Clays, our buddies from Detroit.
I did.
He got his wife a truck.
Yeah.
A little C10.
She must be nice. She must be worth it.
They have a huge garage and a huge driveway, so that's why she got it. They have room. We don't have the room.
His car is also done.
Yes, his car
is
done.
A constant. Let me ask you this: do you see his car is done?
I see it done. Yeah.
Okay. Let me tell you something that he would probably admit to as well. It's not done.
It's not done.
It's not as fast as he wants to go, and all the different things he still wants to do to it to make it even better and faster and meaner and louder than it is now.
Right.
There's not a single guy out here. I bet if you ask any, let's do a little poll right now.
Let's do a poll.
Those that have cars that are on the road right now that are in great shape and all that stuff, and they're yours, are they done? Are you done doing all the things you want to do?
Are you ever done?
Even when you're in it, enjoying it and going, man, this is right where I want it to be. Is it really done? Or are there still things in the back of your head like, no guy wants his vehicle to be done. Then you're done. Then you want to sell it and move to the next one. If there's still little things that are making it, maybe I'll get that glove box knob different. That's still stuff. It's not done.
Right. That's right. It's true.
Oh, you agree?
I do agree.
Look at that.
I do agree.
Convinced her.
You didn't have to convince me. I want to get Kona to a point where it's drivable with windows that close and a little wiper maybe.
What would you have done had I not even put the roof on and made it a roadster?
That's what I told you. I didn't want a roadster.
I know. So it's got a top.
Right.
It's got a front window, so there's no rain getting in your face.
I guess.
Deal with the rest.
Richard Hahn said never. Never
done.
Brian Fye said put the Model A wheels on the Volksrad and that's progress on the project.
Just to do it.
Yeah.
Look what I did.
Oh my goodness, guys. Are you finishing this then or?
Well, how much time we got?
We're at an hour, 15 minutes.
Okay, we'll wrap it up. We'll go ahead and wrap it up.
And then you'll finish it on your own and we'll post it?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll make it available.
We'll do that. We'll let you guys get going because we've got to get to bed.
Someone's got to work in the morning.
I got a big day tomorrow ahead of me. Meeting at 10.
Whoa.
Yeah.
About what?
Who knows?
Is it about what's the
It's one of those meetings that could have been an email.
No, I'm saying what's that guy's
seize the day.
That's right. You got to seize.
We're going to be seizing the day tomorrow.
You're going to Caesar a salad.
That's the exhortation that I always get. Paul Mazziarni said good show. Good night all. Thanks for joining us. All right, guys. Well, we'll zoom in on your progress thus far.
Hey, how did everybody as far as the picture work? Okay.
Yeah. I think everybody was able to see it. I had a split screen for a while with your overhead shot, so they could see it. But
I mean, it was a fun one there.
Yeah.
Right? We'll just quickly sign in, so at least we have that part.
Yeah. And then you'll just be putting in the finishing touches. So we'll have that up on the website as soon as it's completed. Lizzie said she's loving it. Mr. Dana Baldwin said thanks. Good night, all.
All right. Well, we appreciate you guys. Another Monday night in the books. We just finished up this cool little Rat Fink little sketch there. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you enjoyed the conversation. It's always fun to talk cars and art and all kinds of different things like that with you. Please like and subscribe and head over to our website, johnjalopy.com. Where all things are available: hats, stickers, T-shirts, galore. This print
and artwork.
Yeah, prints from multiple years. You can see, and you can tap on those things and then see the links and watch the live videos of those being drawn. So we'd appreciate you visiting the website and doing that. Anything else you'd like to say?
Just YouTube, guys. We're really trying to grow that presence over there.
Yep.
So,
and more. I've been filming some progress as I work on the model lab and filming stuff. So hopefully those will turn into videos soon, and you'll see those on the YouTube too. We're planning to share that journey as well.
Yes.
So until next time, take a look at some of the other videos that are available on our YouTube channel. And as always, stay sketchy. We'll see you next Monday.
Bye, guys.